guys know how you meet somebody and you feel like you've known them forever? They're just like your sister, your friend. You want to call them, they don't even live in your city. You want to call them and say, hey, you want to go to coffee? And they're in another country somewhere for the day, or they're on a stage somewhere, or maybe they're dealing with family issues in their hometown. And you just go, oh, you're not here? Well, that's how I feel about our next guest. Our next guest is Sophia Olivas. I had the honor of meeting her. I think it's been 6 or 7 months. I feel like I've known her forever. She's like my little sister. And now she's decided, she said yes to being a part of International Women's Day. Sophia, you out there?
I'm here.
Woohoo!
Hey, sister.
How are you? How are you?
Incredible. Living the hard life in Costa Rica in these beautiful jungles. Loving life.
Yeah. See, living the hard life in Costa Rica. See what I mean? I call her for coffee. She said she's out of the country. This is what happens, but she's amazing. She's amazing. So let's dig in because people need to know just who Sophia Olivas is. And the one thing I've got to ask you about is this Ever Smart City. What, who, where, huh?
Right. So thanks so much for letting me be on. Oh my gosh, listening to her last guest. Just all these powerhouse women, and what an incredible day to just recognize the contribution that over 50% of the world's population is. So it's fantastic to hear that. So a little bit about me. So my name is Sophia Olivas. I am the CEO and co-founder of Ever Smart City. At the heart of everything that we do, we provide affordable housing, and we do it through utilizing shipping containers, powered by renewable energy. We have sustainable agriculture, and we're fully integrated with blockchain technology. So that's it in a wrap.
Just drop that in a wrap. We're fully integrated with blockchain technology. I was in a meeting with you, Prosperity Camp, because Greg may be watching. I was in a meeting with you and everybody's going, what's a blockchain? Chain what? We're talking about what? And you grabbed the mic and broke it down in 5 minutes or less. And we all were going, oh, we've got to be a part of this. How did you get involved in this technology? What made you decide this was the journey you wanted to take?
Right. So this is where you say, did the journey choose me, or did I choose the journey? So my story starts when I was very young. I grew up in a household that was less than constructive. So my father was very abusive, and I watched my mother beholden to that marriage. Because she had a 6th grade education, she was not allowed to work for the first half of my childhood. So she didn't have any financial ability nor education-wise to leave that marriage with 2 small children. And so I removed myself from that situation at a very early age. And I went on to backpack all over the world. And I saw the same cycle over and over again. Wherever there was poverty, there was women that were beholden and making choices for themselves and their children that were putting their lives at risk. And it was also just a vicious cycle that they were starting. So as I got into my professional life, I've always been in technology and real estate. And when crypto came onto the scene, I'm like, this is it. This is how women do it. This is the most level playing field that there is out there. You want to talk about a glass ceiling? Like there is none in crypto. There's no gender bias. The United Nations, the SDG goals, the Sustainable Development Goals for number 5 are under gender equality for women. And that's crypto right there. So I jumped into it, and I was the first woman in the United States to own a crypto hedge fund. And once that got situated, then I'm like, all right, let's take this for a full spin. We had to wait for some legislation to go through with certain things regarding crypto. And the minute that it went through, I got together with my 2 other partners, and we decided that we could actually make an impact, and that there was a much more lucrative way for cities to go ahead and communities to be developed going in the future. And we decided to be that model.
Wow. Okay. For women that are watching, young people that are watching right now, crypto, NFT, metaverse, these are all amazing keywords that are being flown all over the place, but they're sitting there going, can I do this? Should I be a part of this? Do I have to wait until I'm in a certain financial position? What's your opinion for that?
Well, my main passion is women's financial sovereignty, coming from my background and what I've seen my mother go through and other women around the world. So emphatically, yes. The answer is yes. I'm always going to be a yes for women in STEM, and however that looks. there's no credit score. There's no pecking order of your education, your social status. So if there's ever a place to get started and any time to get started, it's now. And teach your daughters and mentor each other and bring each other up. You know, there's this wonderful thing that most of people, everybody that's watching me right now has available to them, which is the internet. And you can teach yourself, which is what I did.
You not only taught yourself, if I remember correctly, aren't you the first female to have your own hedge fund in this?
First crypto hedge fund, yes.
Wow. And how does that happen? I mean, I didn't even know there were crypto hedge funds until like a year ago. And you're the first female to do it. What made you decide to go that far in?
I knew that if I wanted to help women, I had to role model it first. And I also knew in order to help all the women that I wanted to help, I had to amass a lot of money to have the resources to do that. So this seems like a really incredible solution. So I was like, well, if I'm going to talk to women about it, I better darn well do it myself. So that's what I did. And I set out. And one thing about women is we are geared towards collaboration. And that's our contribution to humankind and to men, right? Like we come from a collaborative way of being. And so I sought out somebody that was like the most expert in that field. And I partnered up with them. I'm like, this is what I want to do and let's do it. And luckily he was on for the ride. And then he even became one of my co-founders in our smart city. So I'm very fortunate to have his partnership.
Now, before my inbox blows up, you guys, yes, I know you want to figure out how to get in touch with Sophia. Same rules apply. Go to Tigo Direct. It's free. Her profile is there. Go there, type in Sophia, type in crypto. You know, you can probably type in NFTs and Sophia will come up. Send her a message in the message box. It'll end up in her inbox and she can help you in any way she can. Because like I said, she's like my little sister and I know how much she loves helping everybody. Let's talk about a young woman or a woman of any age that's thinking about they'd like to start their first business, but no one in their family has ever done anything like that. How would you advise them to get started?
Oh, well, that's easy because that's my story. So I'm going to tell you a book that was given to me by one of my mentors when I was probably like maybe about 10 years old, between 10 and 12, was Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I read that book every year. So in it is the biggest weapon that people who have amassed riches use. And it's in every chapter it talks about it. And that's to utilize the power of the mastermind. So seek out a mentor, find somebody who you can, esteem to be somebody that's in a position or holds a position that you want to hold, and request mentorship. And that awesome. Will cut. That's a shortcut. That's a hack right there. That will cut up. It'll save yourself. It'll save you from a lot of course corrections, which is what I call. Most people call failures and mistakes. I'm like, oh, that's just a course correction. But it'll definitely, ramp up your time there.
And now because crypto is getting so popular, it's becoming this famous keyword right now. It's like it's new. It's not new. It's been coming a long time. But people are seeing pop-up ads on Facebook saying, hey, create your NFT. Pop-up ads saying, hey, do your investment over here. Not all of these things are the right place to go. Where would you tell people to go and look for solid places to get started?
Again, another easy question. So before you start going on to Google this and YouTube that, the first thing I would recommend you doing is building up your vocabulary. It doesn't help for you to watch these videos and read these PDFs or whatnot and attend these classes if you do not understand the vocabulary. So go and start reading. Like we've got an ebook out that is all the blockchain vocabulary. It includes crypto, NFTs, metaverse, all the terms, the slang and everything. And you want to really understand what those terms are because they may be different from, like, say, the stock market.
So this is International Women's Day. You are literally out of the country, just having a really terrible time in one of the most beautiful places on earth, having a great time. I know you are. What does International Women's Day mean to you personally?
Oh, it's a moment of recognition of the future. So what I mean by that is that women give birth to children. They're the ones that are the source of life. And the majority of the time, they're the caretakers of those children. So that is our future. And it's the one day that I feel like women are acknowledged for being at the impetus of everything. And it's an opportunity for women to love up on each other, to have a day to just kind of share in all of our wins collectively and empower and support each other.
I couldn't have said it better. I thank you so much for taking out time. I know that your schedule is absolutely insane, and I hope you'll come back on the show again. You are my sister for life. I love you. You're the best. And, get a little sun for me too, would you?
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.